This is a good day to do some filming, and we're going to talk about brows. And it's a big topic. Brows are always a big topic. So before we continue into that, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button, because I do post videos and you'll be notified when the next one comes out. And if you love this video or like it, give it a thumbs up or leave a comment. We like those too. All right, so let's go into brows. Okay, so today we're gonna talk about different ways of doing brows. Now, for me as a beginner, I want something easy, and I've seen a lot of brows out there in the last probably few years, and maybe with COVID and masks, the emphasis on the eyes and the brows are even more than before, or maybe just the trends are changing. But I've seen those feathers and jewels and brows, and that is beyond my skill or beyond my liking, actually. I just want a nice, easy look that I could do in about 5 minutes and be out the door. So today I'm going to talk to you about two different ways that I like to do brows. There's two different pencils. Those are my preferences. There's a brow gel. I'm going to show you what I do, what I like, what I don't like, and why. And then you can make your own decision. So we're going to look at brows. So what do brows do? To me, they're like a frame of a painting. You know, you've got this mirror, you've got a painting, and the frame just really tells you exactly what's in it. It kind of gives you that shape and that structure. So when you do your brows, it kind of creates that frame for the eyes. So we're going to get up close and personal here. And today you can tell I'm not really wearing a lot of makeup other than what I'm testing out. So please ignore the fact that I've got colors on me, or that my left and my right eye do not look the same, because that's what we're going to do today too. We're going to test out different products on different side of my face. But when we get very, very close and personal, I'm going to show you how my brows are. And my brows are my most self-conscious thing. After a lot of chemo treatments and stuff like that, I lost brows. I got some back, and if you look close up, I have a lot of bald patches. So come closer. I have quite a lot of bald patches. I do use lash serum. I'm gonna link that above. However, as much as it works, I don't remember to do it every day. So some of my brows have been coming back, but some of those bald patches looks like they're permanently staying. So yeah, there's a few bald spots in certain areas, like there, like here. My brows are not even, like I said, this is my most self-conscious thing. And I always feel like when your brows are done, I can go out the door. The rest, you know, you can pop in a red lipstick or even a nude lip or whatever lipstick it is. But brows sort of give you that polished, I'm ready to go out look. So that's what we're going to talk about, is a different way we can do our brows easily and quickly. So first, let's talk about how to create the perfect brow. Or at least a beginner perfect brow. So we're going to talk about how to line up our brows, how to fill them in, and things like that. So my favorite tool, or my very first tool I ever got, was this dual-ended eyebrow brush. Now, I don't care about this part of it. I just like the little spoolie. And that's available pretty much in every brush set, or just available online. I just love the little spoolie. So the first thing I like to do is brush up my brows, just to brush through them. It's kind of like combing your hair. You can see where they are. So for me, if I brush it down like this, and we're going to get really close and personal here. So if I brush it down, you can see where I might want to tweeze them. And it's the same with brushing them way up. I can see where I want to do any tweezing, or if I want to trim anything, which is right about here. I might want to trim those, but that's for a different day. I think it's pretty good for now. So I like to kind of brush them through and see where I have little patches I want to fill in right here, right there, maybe a little at the end. And do the same with this side. Again, I always brush them down first and then go back up and see how they're sitting. Kind of do a good job of it. I don't know, at least for now. Now we want our brows to be sisters, and that means symmetrical. For me, that always ends up being hoping that they're cousins or at least within the same family. But sisters is what we want to go for because there's no such thing as identical. You're never going to get them identical. They will never look the same. And our faces are not 100% exactly the same on both sides. And that's just the way it goes. So one of the brow mistakes that I want to mention is number one, creating a new shape that's too different. So if your eyebrows are shaped like this and you try to create a shape going into a different direction, it doesn't work. It doesn't suit your face. Another one is too much product. Creating a natural brow is flattering. Creating one that is very dark or very full, sometimes it just doesn't look natural either. If that is the look you're going for, that's great. But today what we're talking about is the easy and natural look. Third is the wrong shade. So picking out the right shade of your brow products really helps it to look different and in a good way different. And number four, using the wrong type of a product. And that's why I want to show you different products today. So again, remember, they don't need to be too perfect or completely symmetrical. That's what we're going to work with. And I'm just going to use a pencil here to do an outline. So this is how we're going to discover what your brows would look like. So for a very natural appearance, what we want to do is we want to first find out your eyebrows start, where they end, and where the arch is. So what you're going to do is you're going to, like I said, comb through your brows. You're going to take the pencil and you're going to go like this, right in a straight line where your nostril goes. And you're going to make a mark right here. No, we don't go out like this, but that's just for emphasis for today. So this is where your eyebrow will start. So you don't want it to start on your nose. You don't want it to start somewhere here. It's going to start right here, right at this edge. And then from the same point, we're going to go to where your eye ends, like the corner of your eye. And that depends on your eye shape, but my ends right here. And that's where we're going to make that mark. So that's where your brow ends. So if you go down too much, your face is going to look droopy. It's going to make you look older, more saggy. So that's when you know it ends. You don't want to go past that. And now for the fun part, the arch. Now you don't want to go in a question mark because then you look surprised all day. But you do want to have a little bit of an arch because it's going to give you that lift effect. So again, we go from the corner of the nose to right where your pupil is. And that's going to be, see that line right here. How do you tell I have an old pencil? It's because I can't draw. See, right here. So we're going to do that on the other side as well. And I'm going to use a different pencil just for the effect of it. So again, right here, we're going to go from the corner of the nose up. Our brows are going to start here. And they're going to end right in here. Right in here. And the arch will go right here. So I'm not sure how clear you can see it. I've marked up my face, but that's just for emphasis for today. I will get that off in a bit. Okay, so there's different tools I like to use. Number one is the Avon True Color Glimmer Stick Brow Definer. Now, you know we're famous for our glimmer sticks. We have them for brows, eyes, lips. The one I'm using right here, and you can tell I use it often because the writing is not existent anymore, but this is dark brown. So the Avon True Color Glimmer Stick Brow Liners, these give a smooth, glide-on, blendable formula, so they're easy to use. The color is nice and smooth. It gives you that natural finish. It fills in those little sparse brows, defines your brows, and my favorite part is they are self-sharpening. I hate sharpening. I do not do well with sharpening, and again, I don't want to spend time sharpening, so the faster I can get this done and easier, the better. So these are self-sharpening, and they're available in 6 shades. So this is a dark brown shade, the one you've seen me do, and that's the one I'm going to use on this side of my face. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start, and you get very, very up close and personal, but we start with where our brows are. What we're going to do is, and make sure you look straight either into any mirror you want. You can have a bigger mirror or a smaller mirror. You want to look into them. You don't want to arch your brow up, because when you lower it down, that line is going to be not where you thought it would be. Because if I do this and the line droops, it's going to be in my eye. So you want to look straight into the mirror. Very hard to do with a camera. And you're going to do a nice outline of the brow right from the beginning and to the very end. And I don't outline the top because I find that it looks a little less natural. I'm just going to fill in those little sparse areas that we talked about. And what you're going to do is you're going to draw little hairline strokes like this, because your hair is just little strokes, and that's what we're going to mimic. So as you go along, having that spoolie helps, because you put a bit of color and brush it through. This way you don't get a clump of color or uneven color. Just brush it through as soon as you put in a bit of color. And when we get to the bridge of the nose area, we're not going to go in this direction. We're going to follow the direction of the brows and color up, and again, brush it through. So I know this sounds easy, and it takes about 3 minutes to do, but for this purpose, I'm just going in very slow steps. Okay, so this is the finished effect we're looking for, and almost finished because we're still going to clean it up. I just want to quickly do that, and normally it's been a little bit more time. So another tool that I'd like to use, and I'm going to do that on this side, is the Tattoo Station Proof Brow Pencil. So that's this one, and this is actually my favorite one to use. I'm going to show you why. So this is a nice, long-lasting waterproof pencil, just because my eyes run a lot, and whether it's winter or especially when it's spring and summer and there's sweating or anything like that, I prefer a waterproof pencil, and it's actually not hard to remove, by the way. So I like the waterproof pencil. This does come in 6 shades, so really easy to match your brows, and it does last all day without the stickiness, and it's very soft, kind of velvety feel to it. So as you can see on this, it does have, again, the retractable pencil. I prefer the retractable. Like I said, sharpening's not my thing. And it does have the spoolie in it, so I don't have to reach for 2 tools. I don't have to grab the spoolie. I just use the one tool and use the spoolie to brush out and keep going that way. So to me, this is faster, this is easier. and I actually prefer this one. Again, I do like the fact that this also has the oil controlling formula, because I find that it's easier for me no matter what season it is, and it has that powdery, more natural finish, but you're going to see it for yourself when we do that. I already did outline the eyebrow, so now I'm just going to fill it in exactly the same way. I'm going to do it this way. Hairline strokes. So the glimmer sticks I used was the dark brown, and this one is brown. So the tattoo station on this side and the glimmer sticks brow definer on that side. So that is both pencils. And as I mentioned, we are going to clean up that because normally we're not going to go out like that. Okay, so we're going to clean up the brows because we don't want to go out like that, but also this is a cool trick I like to have. I've seen it online often and it works. So I'm just going to get a little bit of the concealer just on a brush, just because my fingers don't really fit in there, and I'm going to clean up that. Just like that, we're going to clean that up so it looks nice and normal. And what we can do is also go under your brow and carve out that arch. You don't need a lot of concealer, just a tiny, tiny bit. You're going to carve out that arch. So number one is going to look uniform, very nice and even line. And number two, it's going to highlight under the brow, which again gives you that bright and lifted effect. Like that. So yeah, there's a lot more that can go into doing fancy brows, but for me, this is just a very basic, easy way of just filling in my brows, and as a bonus, adding a little bit of a concealer to just kind of give it a nice shape and fix any mistakes I might have made. So as I get better with it, I don't have to actually do the markings. I can figure that out as I go. But in the beginning, it takes a bit. But now that I've been doing it for a while, I could do my brows in about 3 minutes, maybe even less. And so we're going to jump into one more tool that I'm going to show you. So one more item I'm going to show you is the Highbrow Sculpting Gel right here. And this is a very, very cool product. And I'm going to tell you about it first, and then we're going to put it on just to see whether you like it or what you think of it. And keeping in mind right now, yes, I know my brows don't look even, but that's because we're trying different products. So this is a tinted brow gel. I know I've seen the clear brow gels and I've used them for a while, but this is a tinted brow gel. So what it does is it amps up your natural color and creates a fuller looking brow. So this contains clay, kiwi, and vitamin E to condition and control oil throughout the day. It defines and grooms your brows, shaping and locking them into place. So it gives you 24 hours of smudge proof and flake proof, lasting color and wear. So as we talked about, our brows are our frame. Sometimes if you're going to do your eye makeup, that also helps. You've created the frame. Now you know where your makeup will sit. So you don't go too low, too high, or whichever. But with the brow gel, it has these unique micro brush design kind of shape, and it delivers that precise buildable. The focus is buildable, so start small and build it up. No mess application. So the round tapered design of this brush, it follows the natural curve of the brows as it carefully combs and tames the brows. And that brush is really cool. It deposits the right amount of formula from one end to another end really easily. So this comes in 4 shades. I got the shade medium brown because that's just the first one I clicked on, but I found even getting the wrong shade was okay. So you can use this on it by itself. If you have more bushier, thicker eyebrows, you can take the little brush and just like you would use a spoolie, just comb it through the brows, and it will make your brows just tinted and nicely done, neat, combed, perfectly, easily done. So for a lot of men, they find this handy, and also for beard, and I'm thinking for men more so than ladies. If you want to touch up your beard hairs, this also works. And I actually used this once as mascara. You know, if you want a nice brown kind of everyday shade, you can use this as a little mascara on the go. So this is very easy to use because of that. It is long wearing, very long wearing. So when you put this on, it's gonna lock in your brows and it's good for the whole day. Because of all the ingredients in it, you also get some conditioning into your brows. So we want to take care of all of our hair, including our brows. And again, you can use it alone or you can use it to top off any brow product. And it's going to hold your brows in place and unify the tint. And we're just going to use the spoolie in here and comb through the brows to just follow their natural shape. And as you can see, they're nicely tinted. I hope I'm in focus here, but they're nicely tinted, separated, and it kind of locks in what you did. So I'm going to do the same on the other side, just to show you. And yeah, it's my version of dummy-proof product because you can't mess it up. It just nicely locks your brows. You can go over it a few times if you wanted to. I find that I do have to work a little bit faster because I don't want it to dry up, because then you won't see it. But it nicely locks it right into place, and you can really fill in wherever you want to a little bit more or comb a little bit more. I find that I can't use it on its own because I have too many of those little bald patches, so I need to fill in my brows. But for those of you who don't need to fill it in, just use it on its own. So this is the finished result. Like I said, we did the Glimmer Sticks brow definer on this side, and we did the Tattoo Station brow pencil on this side. You can decide what you like to do. As I mentioned, I prefer the Tattoo Station because I've got the spoolie right here, and it's just, I find it gives me easier way of doing my brows. But I really like the High Brow Sculpting Gel. I've used it on its own, just put it on and go out the door once. And most of the time I just like to kind of lock that in. It does give it a transfer-proof, waterproof finish. So rain or shine, my eyebrows are going to stay in even if the rest of my makeup will go. But this is where I'm going to finish the brows because I'm not doing anything exciting today. I'm not going to do any other makeup. I'm just going to leave it as that, and I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Again, give it a thumbs up if you did, put a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos. If you have any questions about the products, give me a shout and I'd be happy to help you out in how to find them. That's all I have for today. Enjoy your day and put your brows on display. Mwah.